In this video, we're going to explore the Nurbs modeling tools and techniques that we have in RHINO, and we're going to apply them to some 3D models that we're going to create. And also you can see here I render the scene using a more advanced render engine, which is the ray trace, and is essentially rendering with cycles. And also I've applied some materials in here, and I moved the objects directly into the layers and applied the material directly into the layer. Now we saw how we can apply like basic materials and also like basic effects like glossiness or metallic. So if I go here and you can see this one here, it also contains a texture, and this is a marble material and texture, and you will find a lot of materials also in the library. So you can use like from here the default materials. You can use physically based render materials, which are the best for ray tracing, and you can use these presets. But also if you go in the render menu and go all the way down to the panels, you can open these panels here that will be useful for rendering. So we're gonna switch little by little also in the rendering tools. So these are the libraries. Once you turn that on, you should find it in here. So I've closed some of these panels that I don't need it. So if you right click, you can open and close different panels. And here you will find the libraries. This is the render settings. These are the libraries for materials. So you can see you have architecture, and you can expand this. And then you have exteriors, walls, roofs, pavements, etc., etc. You can also look for something specific using the search and using filters. And also here you can download all the libraries. And once they're in, you can also right click and assign to the objects or import to the material editor, and they will be then ready to be applied from the materials tab. And you can change here the size of the previews, etc., etc. So we're going to talk more about materials later. Now about the references. In the previous lesson, we just modeled using sub-Ds and without any reference. We just created and kind of sculpted our objects. But when you want to do something more precise, when you want to do CAM or computer-aided manufacturing, you probably want to work with more precise tools and techniques, which I'm going to show you in this video. So this is, for example, Bauhaus. So they created chairs using tubes or pipes. So this is a really precise way to work. And we will see how we can define like the radius of the pipe, and how we can create quickly a similar chair. So I'm just going to do a similar example. Similarly, we can do bended wood. So using curves first, and then convert the curves into surfaces or solids. So that's the way you work usually in Nurbs modeling. Usually you start with the curves. Also here, we can see here there is a curve, and then we need to extrude it and then give a thickness. Also is really important to turn a surface into a solid or poly surface. So I got this image here from Wikimedia. You can also save it yourself and save it as a reference. Now, the more the image is from the side, the better it is. Now, if you use a photo, a picture is fine, but it's going to be a little bit distorted by perspective. So you need to think about it. You need to like interpret the image a little bit in order for you to create a correct 3D model. So you can use images if you want as a reference, or even better if you have, a side view or a top view, and this is Sarinen, by the way. So this is like a more complex shape, but we can do it with the Loft. We can do it with the Revolve, and it's plastic, I guess. So really hard plastic. That's another material that came with contemporary design. And you can see how the shapes got more and more complex. And then also we in the contemporary design, they created really complex shapes using also wood and again plastic, more contemporary materials. And to do more complex shapes, we will need, well, if you want to do really precise, you will need technical drawings or blueprints rather than just a sketch. You can use a sketch, but it's not going to be precise. You can use measures to be even more precise, And the best thing again is to have views, and also like not just one technical view, but from the side, from the top, etc, etc. So this is also an image I'm gonna use to make you an example. So just download it. And then we can also use another modeling tool that is called like a net of curves. And this reminds me of Bertoia, which was a designer that created with really tiny pipes its own structure. So it's kind of a middle ground between sculpting and designing. But I think this is a really complex shape, and we will see how we can do it also. So if you want to render a little bit better, you can use ray tracing. I'm just gonna deactivate it right now. Go back to shaded. If you want to use libraries and materials from the libraries, just once you import it and into the editor, you will find them in the list of materials that you will have at your disposal. Okay, I'm gonna start with the tubular chair, which is right here, and I'm gonna make some room. So I'm gonna push everything back. We're gonna work in the middle of your scene. That's the first suggestion. Try to work in the middle. So I'm gonna put everything aside here, so we have a clean canvas there to work with. And so first thing, define the grid and the units as we already done before. So I'm not going to show you that again. I sent here the units to 1 centimeter. So I start with a polyline, and I start from the origin. If I need to do something symmetrical, I rather start like from a side, and the epsilon will be the middle line, the axis. So right now I don't want to do symmetric. I just want to go and draw with the precise measures. So if I need like 50 centimeters, I'm going to type 50 and press enter. So this will be the 50 centimeters, and then hold the shift key, click, and position the first point. Then I'm going to move on this other direction, type 50 again, press enter, and that's another point. And then the last one, just going to click precisely there to the X. And that's the first part of the chair. And well, you may not visualize it right now, but this will become a tubular shortly. Now we need to go in vertical. So again, with a polyline, and you can see I'm designing with the straight lines. Then I'm going to turn them into curves later. So now I click on the first point there, and then I'm going to move up. So I'm going to move up, and usually the height of a chair will be like 45 centimeters. So I'm going to type 45 and then click. And now I will move in this direction. And I want to use that point as a reference. So I'm going to hold there without clicking to track. And then I'm going to move up. And also I'm going to track this other point. And I'm going to get the intersection of those two. And if I cannot get it from here, I'm going to go to the side view, and there it is. And then I will create the back of the chair. So let's assume, and I'm not going to go straight because it's not going to be comfortable. So I'm going to do something like this. And then to finish, right click or enter. Now also I want to take that point and move it down. You can use the selection by clicking on that point using the gumball, or you can also use this, which is going to give you access to the control points of your furniture. So I'm going to make it just a little bit down like this. Okay, now we need also the other side. So I'm just going to take this whole object and just copy it using that as a reference and that as the landing point. And now to close the tube, we need this. To close the pipe, we need to put a line from here to here. Okay, you already kind of see the chair building up, but it's again with straight corners. It's pretty precise. Now we need to add some rounded corners. And how we do that? With the fillets, which we find here or in the curve tools. Okay, so you always have many ways you can access tools. So I'm gonna do a fillet curve repeat in this case because we have more than one. The radius, let's say it is going to be like 5 centimeters. Press enter, and we can also join also the objects that we're gonna select and then trim as well. And that's it. So let's start, and I'm gonna click on the first one and then second one, then second one and